Okay, Texans, Browns, young versus old quarterbacks. We love it. Really tough defense, tough draw for CJ Stroud. But I'm going to say Defensive Player of the Month in the AFC, Derek Stingley Jr. is going to be the factor here. I know Stroud didn't play them when these two teams clashed late in the season in Week 16. But that wasn't the biggest issue for Houston. It was this guy, okay? It was Amari Cooper, who put up a Browns record 265 yards and 2 touchdowns. It was one of the most dominant games that we've seen from a wide receiver. Hamilton loved it. It's his favorite player. No, that's Brandon Cooks, never mind. But he likes Amari Cooper, too. If the Texans are going to turn this thing around, it is like all on Stingley. Stingley, do you have what it takes to put the clamps on that guy? Okay, next, my K factor for Dolphins Chiefs. Everyone's talking about, I actually think it's warmer at Arrowhead than it is in the studio today. That's what I really think. I'm going with Jalen Ramsey as my key K factor here, okay? Not, there's not really anybody to lock down one-on-one in Kansas City, but this is a game-changing, game-breaking, playing-making corner, okay? I've had 2 sips of alcohol and I'm already slurring my words. With all the injuries on Miami, oh my gosh, is Justin Houston starting against Kansas City this week? They just added him. Their whole defense is banged up. And with all of the injuries mounting on both sides of the ball, Jalen Ramsey's going to have to make plays. Mahomes usually gives you a chance or two lately to create some turnovers. So he's sort of the gem in this Dolphin squad that I need to step up and capitalize on some of these opportunities being bestowed upon thee by Mahomes and company. This is why Chris Greer made the deal. Not to get to the playoffs, but to be the difference maker against the Mahomeses of the world to try to get this team a Super Bowl. And I'm saying, and if Patrick doesn't have it in him to channel his game managing in the best way Alex Smith, of managing the offense, don't turn it over, don't be crazy. If he doesn't have that in him, and he might not, he's never been he's never been in the position to say defense carry me. If he can't do it, Jalen's gonna have a big game, and it's gonna be epic to see at Arrowhead on Peacock, of all things. Okay, Steelers Bills. Do we have hand warmers? Kat, are we working on the heat? Are we working on it? Steelers Bills. Pittsburgh. I believe FanDuel Sportsbook. FanDuel Sportsbook has them, guys, as the biggest underdog of the entire weekend. Buffalo favored by 10 points. If the Steelers are going to pull this one off, it's going to be because Najee Harris goes wild in what's looking like it might be another snow game. So he was the driving force to get them into the playoffs down the stretch. He had 58 touches for 255 yards, 3 touchdowns over the last 2 games. And if there's one, area where you can get after the Bills' defense, it's really the run game. Look at this. The Bills have the number 9 total defense in the league. They're just middle of the pack against the run from a per-game perspective and bottom 5 from a yards per carry standpoint. So we'll see if Najee can take advantage. And I didn't pick him as my anytime touchdown. Maybe I did pick him as my anytime touchdown scorer. Man, I had a tough time picking 3 K-makers. But I do think he's going to have a lot to say in this matchup at the right time, carrying this offense and doing his thing. I would like to see it. I would like that for Najee. Speaking of running backs, a guy who's on our show is my Packers-Cowboys factor. I mean, it's Aaron Jones. It's nobody else. I think he's the MVP of Wild Card Weekend. If he has a game, they win for 18 different reasons. And the Cowboys have completely... They've shown us an inability to stop him when these two teams meet. If you look at this, these splits against the Cowboys are really happy for Packers fans. 3 career games against Dallas, 6 touchdowns scored, averaging over 157 yards per game, just under 6 yards per carry. I don't think the Packers want to get into it with the Cowboys. I said this right after the matchup was revealed, right when we got back on the show on Monday. If you have to score points against Dallas and you get yourself in that sort of a track meet, you're going to lose. You're going to lose. So you got to time of possession is big for you. Control the game with Aaron. That's how you're going to win the game. Involve him in the passing game. That's how you're going to win. Play keep away from Dak and that crazy fiend named CeeDee Lamb who's playing out of his mind right now. If you do those things, you will come away with the upset. And I think he is ready. I think he's excited, and he'll be on the show in just a little bit. Okay, last one, last K factor. Aaron Jones kills the Cowboys. He really does. He really does, and he's very excited to be out. It's a whole thing. Finally, let's go with the Sunday nighter. We'll do the Monday one on Monday. Rams at Lions. This game should be electric. Lots of fun, hijinks, drama, high scoring, the whole thing. But whoever wins is going to have to come up big on defense. And I've been talking about him all week as a potential game changer. He's giving me Brandon Graham playoffy vibes. Like I can change the game and break it open with one, swat of one arm or a spin move a la Dwight Freeney, and it's Aiden Hutchinson. Okay, his ability to get after Matthew Stafford is everything. He put up 11.5 sacks this year, but he had an even bigger impact than that. Check this out. Aiden Hutchinson leads the NFL with 58 pressures this year. That's 8 more than TJ Watt. That's 10 more than Max Crosby. Even when he hasn't gotten home, he's affected the quarterback more than any other defender in the league. So the Rams offense, they've been red hot. The Lions have to hope he can have that same impact and do that same thing on Sunday night.